Son of a Preacher Man is a song recorded by Dusty Springfield in September 1968 and featured on the album Dusty in Memphis. It was written by John Hurley and Ronnie Wilkins. The song was originally offered to Aretha Franklin, who turned it down. However, it was recorded by Aretha's elder sister Erma Franklin and was included on her 1969 Brunswick album Soul Sister. It was only upon hearing Springfield's version, a UK and American hit in 1969, that Aretha Franklin reconsidered and recorded the song herself, including it on her 1970 album, This Girl's in Love with You, and it charted only as a less popular aside of the B-side hit single Call Me. Springfield's version was produced by Jerry Wexler, Dowd and Arif Mardin for her first album for the Atlantic Records label and became an international hit, reaching number 10 in the United States and number 9 in her native UK when released in late 1968. The album Dusty in Memphis was released in stereo, though its singles were remixed and released in mono. Son of a Preacher Man was to be the last top 10 chart hit for the artist for almost 20 years until she teamed up with Pet Shop Boys for the single, What Have I Done to Deserve This? In 1987. Legacy. The writers of Rolling Stone magazine placed the release at number 77 among the 100 best singles of the last 25 years in 1987. The record was placed at number 43 of the greatest singles of all time by the writers of New Musical Express in 2002. In 2004, the song made the Rolling Stone list of the 500 greatest songs of all time at number 240. In 1994 the song was featured in a scene of the film Pulp Fiction. A film's soundtrack reached number 21 on the Billboard 200, and at the time, went platinum in Canada alone. Son of a Preacher Man helped to sell over 2 million units of the album and to help it reach number 6 on the charts according to SoundScan. Quentin Tarantino has been quoted on the collector's edition DVD of Pulp Fiction as saying that he probably would not have filmed the scene in which the song is featured had he not been able to use it. The song is also featured in the film Enron, The Smartest Guys in the Room, during scenes depicting Kenneth Lay, ex-Enron CEO and son of a Baptist minister, and on an episode of Hindsight. In the 2008 television episode of the American series The Office entitled Baby Shower, Jan Levinson, played by Melora Hardin, is filmed singing Son of a Preacher Man as a lullaby to her newborn daughter Astrid. Samples from Son of a Preacher Man were used on Cypress Hill's hits from the Bong on their album Black Sunday in 1993 and on Adil Omar's Known to Kick It in 2008. Other recorded versions: country singer Peggy Little released a cover version in 1969 that peaked at number 40 on the Billboard country charts. Early cover versions of the song appeared on albums by Skeeter Davis, Erma Franklin, Bobby Gentry, Jan Howard, Ketty Lester, Liza Minnelli, Irene Reid, Nancy Sinatra, Mavis Staples, Tina Turner, Nancy Wilson, and Judy Mowat and the Galettes. Also Czech vocalist Vera Angstrom Pinaruva had a 1969 single release with a cover of the original English-language version. Tanya Tucker recorded a version in 1975 on her album Tanya Tucker. Canadian country music band Farmer's Daughter took an upbeat version of the song to number 35 on the RPM Country Tracks charts in 1995. A live version by Joan Osborne appears on her 1996 album Early Recordings. Cam Clarke recorded the song in 1999, giving it a gay interpretation. Australian-born country singer Sherria Copyright Austin also released a cover version, taking it to number 46 on the US Billboard country charts in 2004. There is a version in Swiss German called Da Currency a Son vom Ara Currency are recorded in 1994 by Shiner from Switzerland. The song has also been covered by Katie Sagal for an episode of the television show Sons of Anarchy. Hank Marvin covered the song on his 2000 album Marvin at the Movies. The song has also been covered by Han Boyle, Phoebe Katz, Sarah Connor, Barbara Dex, Jessica Simpson, Joss Stone, and Jackie Thomas. R&B soul trio The Honeycomb recorded a version for their 1970 album Take Me With You. Sylvia Thammer had a 1969 single release of Son of a Preacher Man rendered in Swedish as En la currency Rling Pajen Vajen Ran Gajen RD, which entered the Svensktoppen. In 2012, Pugh Rogeveldt recorded a variation of this version entitled Fra Paragraph Ken I Va Yen Ran Class for the TV show Za Yen Mikit Bar Currency TTRE. Nicoletta recorded a French rendering entitled Le Grand Amour for her 1969 EP Quand on a K Lama. The Finnish rendering Salapellis in Taita Currencia was recorded by Jouko Jarkosti for their 1971 self-titled album. Canadian singer Jan Arden recorded the song on her 2007 album Uncover Me. Liza Minnelli covered the song as part of her 1972 filmed concert Liza with a Z. Holly Kavanagh performed and recorded a version of the song on season 11 of American Idol in 2012. She received general praise for her rendition and progressed to the top 6. Dolly Parton recorded the song in 1996 during sessions for her Treasures album, though the song was ultimately not included on the final album, and remained unreleased. Parton has performed the song live a few times on television shows, and included it in her setlist during her 2011 Better Day World Tour. Melissa Manchester has paid tribute to Dusty Springfield by performing the song live in recent years. Manchester is currently recording Son of a Preacher Man for an upcoming 2014 album called You Gotta Love the Life. References. External links: Son of a Preacher Man at allmusic.com, full lyrics of this song at Metro Lyrics.